YouTube, it's time for another video. It's been a couple weeks since my last video, a lot longer than I'd like it to be. I'm going to try to get that together and put out more videos. But this one we're going to call I Am Your I Am. And we're going to start by reading the Old Testament book of Exodus, chapter 3, verses 13 and 14. And it says, Then Moses said to God, Indeed, when I come to the children of Israel and say to them, The God of your fathers has sent me to you, and they say to me, What is his name? What shall I say to them? And God said to Moses, I am who I am. And he said, Thus you shall say to the children of Israel, I am has sent me to you. Now let's jump forward and read what Jesus says in the New Testament. And yes, we're talking about Jesus' I am statements, right? In John 6:48, Jesus says, I am the bread of life. In John 9:5, Jesus says, I am the door. If anyone enters by me, he will be saved and will go in and out and find pasture. John 10:11, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd gives his life for the sheep. John 11:25 and 26, Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me, though he may die, he shall live. And whoever lives and believes in me shall never die. Do you believe this? Jesus said, John 14:6. Jesus said to him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. John 15:5. I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me and I in him bears much fruit. For without me you can do nothing. What does it mean? The I am statements. What does it mean, I am who I am, when God said it to Moses? See, Moses came to God and he said, I'm going to go to these children of Israel. They're captive in Egypt, right? And I'm going to tell them that the God of your fathers has sent me to you. And they're going to ask, what's this God's name? And God says, I am who I am. Tell them, I am has sent me to you. Basically saying his name, I am, right? I am who I am. I don't change, God says. I'm the God of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob and Joseph, and I'm the God of Noah. I'm the God of Adam, the God of creation. I'm that God. I'm the only God. I'm the true God. There is no other, right? I do not change. And then we fast forward into the New Testament, and Jesus starts making these I am statements. And you know what? It infuriated the people of the day, the religious leaders, so much so that they desired to put him to death. But let's look at today. Does Jesus and who he is and what he stands for, does it infuriate some people? Does it infuriate you? Think about it. Are you ever, maybe you don't believe in anything, or maybe you believe in very little, or maybe you believe in something else. But does it infuriate you when you hear the name Jesus? Does it infuriate you when you hear the name Buddha or Muhammad? Does it infuriate you the same? Why are you so mad when you hear the name Jesus? It's because the same as these religious leaders, he declared it to them he was God, right? I believe these statements truly said to these religious leaders and people that day, you know what? I'm sent by God and I am God. I'm God in flesh, right? And they didn't want to accept him. That's why they are infuriated by him. It showed them their sin, and they didn't want nothing to do with that. They don't want to be shown their sin and their wrong. They didn't want to accept Jesus. Could it be that you're so infuriated by the name of Jesus because of the simple fact that you don't want to accept him? You don't want to accept that you're a sinner and that you need salvation. But Jesus says these statements, and more so than saying that he is God, he's also declaring something personal to you and to me. He says, I am your I am, right? He says, I am, let's go back here. I am the bread of life. I'm what sustains you. I'm the light of the world. I show everything. I show the way. I show the truth. I'm the door right? You can't just walk in anywhere. You got to enter through the door to be saved, right? I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for his sheep. Jesus is telling you, you know what? I came and I died on the cross. I put my arms out and died on the cross that you might be saved. I did it for you because I'm the good shepherd. He says, I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me, though he may die, he shall live. And whoever lives and believes in me shall never die. Do you believe this? See, it's good enough. It's not good enough just to know who God is. Not to know, good enough to know who Jesus is. It's not good enough just to go to church. It's not good enough just to read the Bible. You have to believe and put your faith and trust in him. Do you believe this, he says? I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. I am the way, the truth, and the life. All these others are fake. They mean nothing. That's why it doesn't infuriate you to hear the name Buddha or Muhammad like it does Jesus. Because they're not the way. They're just something fake. Wasting their time, right? And then Jesus says, I am the vine. You are the branches. He who abides in me and I in him bears much fruit. And without me, he can do nothing. Maybe you're saved, but you want to go out on your own and feel like you can be a good person now. But God's saying, you know what? You need to stay abiding in him. Jesus says you need to abide in him to bear fruit, to have a full life. I'm what sustains and gives you a full life and joy. And if you're wondering why you don't have it, it might be because you cut yourself off from me, Jesus says. Not because I cut myself off from you, he says, but because you cut yourself off from me. He says, he who abides in me, right, and I in him. Meaning you have to choose. God's not going to force you, right? God's saying, I am your I am. I am your salvation. I am your God. I'm the one that created you. I created you for myself because I love you. I am your light to show your way. I am your truth. Do you believe in me? Jesus says. Right? What do you believe in? Do you believe in Jesus Christ? Do you abide in him? Do you let him light the way? Sometimes he shines light on stuff we don't like our sin, right? And he's saying, you need to clean this up. You need to take care of this because it's corrupting you. It's rotting you. But we don't like that. Sometimes he tells us the truth. Are you accepting the truth that he's telling you? Jesus says, I am your I am. I'm all you need. I'm everything you need. I'm the only thing you need, Jesus said. I am your I am, Jesus is saying. But regardless of all that, you have to accept Jesus. He doesn't want a robot. He doesn't want a slave that's forced to do something. And yes, in the New Testament, it talks about becoming a slave to Jesus Christ. But not a slave as in forced to do something. It's more like saying a vow to somebody, or a marriage vow. Promising and declaring that that's what you want, right? Becoming a slave in that way. A bondservant. A willing person that's going to put their faith and trust in somebody. God's saying, be my bondservant. Put all your faith and trust in me for your salvation, for everything you need, for your food, for your clothing, whatever it might be. Put your faith and trust in me. I'll take care of you, he's saying. Not, let me force you to be this way. You have to choose. He says, what do you believe? Do you believe this? Right? He asked the woman. So what do you believe? Do you believe that Jesus is your all in all? He's all you need, all you'll ever want? Do you believe that Jesus is your I am? I hope you do. But if you don't, you can be saved right now. You ain't got to wait till tomorrow. And I wouldn't. Because nobody's guaranteed tomorrow. All you got to do is bow your head and pray to God. Say, God, I repent of my sin. I'm tired of doing that. I'm tired of living that way. I would choose to live differently. And I'm putting my faith in you, God. And Jesus, I'm putting my faith in you. That you will help me to change my ways. See, this corrupt man, I might go back, but I don't want to be back there. There's nowhere I want to be. I want to be where you want me to be, Lord. And Lord, I want you to come in my life and live in my heart. I believe you died on the cross for that, for my sins, in my place. Lord, forgive me of all this. And Lord, have mercy on me. It doesn't take anything else, but then more than choosing God. But let me tell you something. Eternity is funny, right? Right now on earth, we have these gray areas. Well, maybe I will, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll get insurance so just in case something happens. Salvation is not insurance. It's not. There's no such thing as salvation insurance. Either you're saved or you're not. And when it comes to eternity, you're going to stand before God and you're going to know what your choice was. So dig deep in your heart and decide. And if you don't know, find out today. Find out today and know that you're saved today. Make the choice today. And then go declare it to others, right? Go show God's love to other people. That's all I have for you this time. I'll try to get another video as soon as I can, hopefully next week, right? I got it mostly put together. We'll see how it goes, right? Have a great week.